That would be nice. We have another tape that we're going to roll, and this next tape is some of the things, including the governor of Illinois' speech, that we'd like to show you. Take a look.
Please welcome the 41st Governor of the State of Illinois, a distinguished American, Governor Pat Quinn. Today, a very important occasion. I know this is the 75th anniversary of Boys State, and we're very, very grateful to the American Legion for organizing Boys State. The first one was in the state of Illinois 75 years ago. It's spread all across the country. It's a very, very special opportunity. As was said by many, it's a week that lasts a lifetime. And all of those who are gathered here, I think all of you will remember this week, the rest of your lives. And I want to thank the American Legion for their commitment.
You'd be surprised how loud those boys can be when they all get fired up and they start cheering at the same time. My goodness, is it loud? Yeah, they can definitely get your attention. The program went streamlined. We had, how many boys did we have at the 2010?
I think we had about 625. We usually run between 600 and 650 the last several years.
That's quite a few, and they divvy those up in, well, in the Marine Corps we call them platoons, but they divvy them up into separate groups.
Right, we have 8 counties. Each county has 4 cities, and of course 1 state. We also have a Boys State militia, so they are, each county constitutes, I don't know if it'd be a platoon or a company, but we have flag raising every morning. So they all have to assemble out on the quad, and then we lower the flag each evening, and same thing, they get out in they're each issued a pair of Boys State shorts and a Boys State shirt. That's their official uniform, and so each evening they wear their uniform and they gather on the quad and we lower the flag.
Well, it seems like that this Boys State program really fosters patriotism.
It does. That's an important part of it. I know they don't really like to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so we can go raise the flag.
None of them like that.
Well, some of my staff are kind of like that too. But yes, that's an important part of it, honoring the flag. We're fortunate this year. Every few years, Flag Day falls during Boys State, and so we make a special effort to recognize Flag Day.
And then you also have a number of volunteers, including yourself. I mean, how many counselors are, my goodness.
I'm the director of counselors, so it's my job to put together the counseling staff that deals directly with the boys, and I have about 70. There are about another 30 that are on the staff, the administrative and educational, so we have a staff of over 100 volunteers that donate a week of their time every year. Last year we celebrated 4 50 anniversaries.
Outstanding. I noticed a lot of these counselors are, were kids that went to Boys State, and as they, grew in their careers and decided to get back into it and try and make a difference for the younger generations.
That's true. We do have a number that are previous Boys Staters that have come back and have continued to be with us.
What are some of the people that would be considered famous? I know Tom Brokaw, for example.
Tom Brokaw. I wish I could remember the list. The ones I can remember are Tom Brokaw, former President Bill Clinton. There's a famous story about him because he was. There's several famous stories about him, but the one involving Boys State.
The ones we can talk about on TV.
There's a Boys Nation, so every Boys State. And every girl state selects 2 senators, and they go to Boys Nation in Washington, D.C. Obviously, they don't create a state, but they have their their House and their Senate and do a variety of things. And one of the highlights of their trip is always going to the White House and being greeted by the president. And John Kennedy was the president when Bill Clinton was at Boys Nation. And he has always said that meeting President Clinton was, or excuse me, President Kennedy was kind of his impetus to get into politics.
He set a goal.
Right.
Yeah.
My gosh, he got it.
It was the launching pad, that's for sure.
Right.
It was
I mean,
definite launching pad.
there are a number of U.S. senators and representatives that have been in Boys State. As I mentioned, Roger Ebert, that many people may know from the Chicago Sun-Times, the film critic, and his TV show, was an Illinois Boys Stater and was the editor of our Boys Statement newspaper a few years ago.
When applying for different colleges, when you put on your college application that you've attended Boys State or you've attended Girls State, that obviously makes a difference too, wouldn't you think? It
does. The military particularly, if, you know, individuals that are interested in going to one of the military academies, you know, that's a nice thing to have on the resume that you had attended a boys or a girls state from your particular state.
So we know that whether you don't have a sponsor, you can get a sponsor, you can form a sponsor. The VFW groups, other Navy League clubs,
correct,
anybody can get in there and sponsor. And on a yearly basis, this takes place every June. And
yes,
they can get the applications either on the website or via the telephone, which we'll give the number out in a bit. What a great program, and it's not restricted to just, you know, the Legion Post. Anyone can, you know, get in and get their community involved and sponsor these boys to have a launching pad to move forward.
Yes.
I'd like to add, if you're in a situation where you've got boys that want to go to Boys State and you're having trouble getting enough sponsors, you need to make that known to the American Legion Department of Illinois, and perhaps they could assist you in finding sponsors, because there's some post out there, American Legion post, that would love to send a kid to Boys State or Girls State, but they don't have the applications. And you know, that's one of the things why this is so important, because who knew? Who knew about Boys State? Boys State, Girls State is one of the many programs of the American Legion, and we're trying to get the word out there so these programs can be utilized by the youth of this country. You know, so V-Spann is an instrument to try and help get the word out and help these young people make better citizens and better Americans as they grow.
I believe we've got the website up, and also the phone number. If you don't have access to the internet and you want to make a call, 309-663-0361 is phone number for the American Legion. You can call be dispersed, tell them what you want, we'll send it on out. It's great.
So they do the Boys State, they do the Girls State. Tell us what happens, say for example, if I'm the governor of Illinois, I've won the election and I am officially Boys State Governor of Illinois, where do I go from there? What happens?
Well, probably the most thrilling part for the Boys State Governor is, because Girls State follows Boys State, they get invited to go to Girls State and speak before them. And we have the opportunity to have the Girls State Governor come to speak to us. Girls State is also at Eastern Illinois, and they're the week following us. Then the governor is invited back the following year to serve on the counseling staff, and greets the the incoming group of Boy Staters.
That's great.
So they kind of have the great debate there.
Yes.
Within their own community. That's great.
So then they go on to the national, Boys Nation.
Right. There, as I mentioned, there's Boys Nation. Their 2 senators are selected from each Boys State, and the selection process may vary. Each state determines how they do the election. We have a selection committee, and the governor is one of the individuals who gets interviewed, and most of the time the governor is selected to go to Boys Nation.
Oh, I thought it was a given. I learn something new every day, and this is no exception. But it is a wonderful program. 76 years, that's some serious history there, and I can see it going on another 76 years and furthermore. You know, when you got something that works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, for one. You know, we've got a great program here, and I encourage all Legionnaires and all posts throughout Illinois to embrace this program and help these boys state and girls state out. And get out there and let these high school kids, the ones that have completed their junior year, let them know that they're eligible for boys state and girls state, and get the applications in. The sponsorships, I think, is the easy part. Most people would think that the sponsorship was the hard part. It's not a big dollar amount to sponsor a kid, and you can sponsor if you've got a daughter or son. I mean, you can do it yourself if you like, but the American Legion's here to help too if you need it. You know, so keep that in mind. But you can send kids to both of these, boys and girls state, yourself. It doesn't have to be the American Legion. There's not an American Legion in every town and every high school district of Illinois. So you may be in a situation where there's no American Legion post in your area, so that doesn't mean that you can't utilize this great program. It just means it's a little bit more challenging for you, that the help is out there to, number one, get signed up, and the program, Illinois Boys State.org. Right. Okay.
And also, Mark, I think it's real important to mention, Randy Johnston can elaborate on this. I understand that there's like 7 scholarships available.
Correct.
And these are nice amounts of money.
Right. We offer 7 scholarships of $1,000 apiece. We have an oratorical contest that winter, an essay contest, and then we have selection committees for the other ones. The Commander's Award, which was named in honor of past Illinois and National Commander John Geiger, that's a $5,000 scholarship. Okay. Also, they can apply for a national scholarship program, the Samsung Scholarship. Each state selects one individual, and that person gets $1,000, and then the national winner gets $20,000. And Illinois has been pleased to have, since the program started, 3 national winners.
That's fabulous. That is tremendous.
I've got 2 kids in college, so I do realize exactly how much difference that can make. You know, those scholarships really help out and get the kids better education, and it's a great thing.